welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you dropped by because I have an amazing weight loss, fat loss diet. I'm not gonna say diet, live it. Amazing. You have to try this. If you've tried like all the other diets and everything, you have to try this program. In 3 days, I lost from 123 to 116. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 7 pounds. In 3 days, I lost 7 pounds. And I'm telling you, like, I've been on so many other diets, and this diet is like incredible. It beats all the rest. It is, if you guys heard of the egg diet, this is way better than that. Like, you know, the egg diet where you eat like how many eggs in different versions, but you have other food as well. But this diet is like eggs and oranges. That's right. All you eat on this diet is eggs and oranges. I don't know why this is like, the combination is incredible. Like, it does something, but it's like the most satisfying. Like, for these 3 days, I did not feel like actual physical hunger, even though I did have some cravings for like starchy stuff, because there's no starch in this. It's like, basically it gets your body into ketosis so quickly. I even have a, I took the keto strips on the first day. I showed that I'm not in ketosis. And then the second day I have a clip, I'll show you that I actually went into ketosis, into like the first stage, which is the trace ketone. So I think that's 0.5. Or the third day I went to the second level. So that was like 1.0 or 1.5. Anyways, I'll show you the clip anyways. So yeah, and it's amazing. Like, even at the end of the first day, I could tell like my body like switched over, and I was starting to be happy. You know, I had that good hormone feelings and everything. And another thing about this diet is that it really gets your hormones like up. Like, it makes your body produce hormones because you're eating eggs, and you know, as eggs have cholesterol, and the cholesterol, the liver uses it to convert it into hormones. It's really amazing if you have low hormone problems or anything like that. Like, and generally I found this to be one of the best fat burning diets that do not make you hungry. Like, you don't feel hunger, you feel empowered, you feel confident. I was feeling confident. I was like able to say no to things that usually are like the, you know, like my breaking foods. I was able to say no to them, and I was just feeling incredibly like well. I got really good night's sleep, because before, if I was on a carb-based diet, I was not, you know, I was tossing and turning. Like, this time I didn't even know I was sleeping. I was just sleeping so well on this diet and feeling so rested. Let me get into kind of what it is. So basically, like 3 to 4 times a day, you eat 2 to 3 eggs and 1 to 2 oranges, depending on your man or woman or your height, you know, how many calories you need. And you do that about, you can, 3 to 4 times a day you eat. And that's all you eat. So when you are eating, you have to be chewing a lot. Like, and don't just snarf everything down, you know, or scarf it down, scarf it down, because you're not gonna feel full. Like, you're not gonna feel like you've eaten anything. And the key to this, it really helps you manage portion control. Even if you're on a different diet, this diet really helps you to manage portion control. It's like written about it in the book, about how it helps you transition. When you finish, you'll be able to eat smaller portions. It really teaches you that part of it. Just being able to eat a small portion of food and being satisfied with it, because you take small bites, and you chew like 50 times or 100 times I was chewing 100 times for each small bite, because then you like the enzymes in the saliva, it's able to break down the food better. It's usually more, you're more able to use the nutrients from the food. And that's what I really found. Like, the more hungry I was when it came to another like 3 or 4 hours, it was time to eat, the more hungry, the slower, the more times I would chew, you know. So then I really, by the time I finished those eggs and that orange, I was like, that's it. I didn't feel like I want anything more to eat. It's like incredible. You have to chew. You have to really chew. If you're like really hungry, you gotta be like in a quiet place, stress-free place. Don't watch the television because it'll take away your eating memory. I don't know, it'll just like screw you up. You know, don't listen to anything. Just sit down and eat, and like you have to be really kind of like in the present moment having your food. And this is a really good thing because it puts you in a really good habit of chewing your food. If you're really hungry, you have to chew your food more. Chew your food 100 bites. If you're less hungry, like later on when you'll see you won't be hungry at all, then you can only chew like 50. But you're supposed to be chewing really well because it really helps with the digestion and the uptake of nutrients. I'm telling you, incredible. You have to try this. It's like one of the, I think it's like the best liviet there is, really. And there's just, you know, like the variety of nutrients you're getting. You think you're not getting a lot of nutrients, but in a way you are, because that eggs are very nutritious. They have a lot of vitamins and they have a lot of they have all the amino acids. It's like a complete meal. Eggs, like a complete meal in one. Another thing is that when you're eating your meal, you don't drink anything during that, because that's able to get the digestion, like you're not watering it down, right? It's not going to leave your stomach really fast and then you'll be hungry again. So you don't drink anything with your meal, but only 2 hours later, after you have your meal, 2 hours later you can drink. And you will notice you will be like very thirsty. First day I did this, I noticed that I was like, okay, come on, 2 hours, get there already, because I was very thirsty. And when 2 hours came, I drank a lot of water. And that's the thing. You have to really stay hydrated on this, because you can't just drink water anytime. 2 hours after your meal, you can drink water up to the next time you have your next meal. And it's like so easy, because all I do is I boil my eggs in the morning, and you have to boil them they have to be boiling, not on the pot every day. They have to be started boiling for like 13 or 14 minutes or something like that. They have to be boiling, because that gets them like harder and they're able to like sustain you more, right? I really felt strong on this diet, and I really felt like my stomach was like really getting like snatched in. And I was not feeling hungry, and I could tell you the fat, the belly on my fat is like down, like it's very, very nice. Very nice abdomen. So, and the thing is, I did not exercise at all. You guys, you know, I'm really into exercising and all that stuff, but I took a break from it because I really wanted to target just like fat loss through nutrition. You know, abs are made in the kitchen, that kind of thing. I used this diet, this liviet, this liviet to make this like the fat loss. And every day I weighed myself. On day one, before I did anything, at the very beginning of the day, I weighed myself to show you the results, and I had everything. Like I took down, I have it all, let me see. So I have everything written down. So I started off 123.2 pounds, and the one thing that, my muscle mass was 32.4. That was the muscle mass on day one before I started anything. By day 3, like doing this after 3 days, my muscle became 33.2. So 32.4 to 33.2. I think that's incredible. Like anyone who wants to lean out, lose the fat and gain muscle, because as you know, the more muscle you have, the faster metabolism you have, because muscle burns fat. Muscle burns calorie. So don't think you're going to be like bulky, because I don't look more bulky at all. In fact, I look leaner because the muscle is like, it's like the lean muscle. It's not the muscle that has been puffed up by starch and potatoes and rice and all this, like, because muscle is just like expand, it like sucks up all this starchiness and then bloats up. But when you have lean muscle with no carbs, then you look really lean, even though clearly it shows that muscle mass, I've gained muscle mass. And the thing, I had 52.6 whatever unit of measurement of hydration, like tells you how much water, percentage of water you have in your body. And I started out with 52.6, and that's kind of like average. I found out it was average because I was like, oh, we're like 90% water, and then I look like I'm 52.6% water. I'm like, oh, but then I found out that it's kind of average for a woman. And then after 3 days, my hydration went up to 54%, from 52.6 to 54. And I am not swollen, bloated. I did not, the thing is this, they say, oh, the first 5 pounds is water weight. But wait a minute. The first 5 pounds wasn't water weight, because the hydration was 52.6, and then at the end, the hydration percentage in my body was 54. So I didn't lose water weight. You know, I lost weight. It wasn't muscle weight, and it wasn't bone mass, because I started out with 4.5% of bone mass, and then at the end I had 4.6. So I gained a 0.0, so that's like 100 grams of bone mass, I don't know. But yeah, so I gained bone mass as well. So that just goes to show you that this is actually for fat loss. Also I read, there's a book about it. Everything is like really cheap. It's on like Amazon. I'll leave the link down below to Amazon, and I'll show you kind of what the book looks like here. But it talks about like several things. It talks about how it's like really good for portion control and for sustaining portion control, and how to be able to teach yourself how to eat less. You know, like those people that eat less, you're like, how can you be satisfied? Like you're like, how do you do that? Well, it kind of teaches you how to do that in the book. And then the book says like 2 weeks you can lose to 30 pounds. So I did this for 3 days and I lost 7 pounds. So by 2 weeks, I could probably lose close to 30 pounds. But it also depends. Like me, I'm trying to lose my last 20 pounds. I'm like 116 pounds now. So I still have about 15 pounds to go. That's just like fat, you know, just like because I want to lean out. My goal is not to have any fat, but that's my goal. I really think it's cost effective because all you're eating is eggs and oranges. It's so easy. Like you can run to the grocery store, get a whole bunch of eggs. Of course, they better like the farmer eggs and all the free eggs and brown eggs or whatever. It may be better, but I still just used white eggs and I got like really good results. It talks about how it's like really good for beauty, like in the skin. I did notice my skin texture is a lot better. I had like a breakout here. Now it's like almost pretty much gone. And it really helps with the skin. Like, as you take away carbs and then you feed your body like building blocks of protein, like full proteins from the eggs, and then the vitamin C, it talks about how the vitamin C is able to be taken into, like, used up in your cells and not just in your bloodstream, because it goes in your bloodstream then it exits out your urine, but it's a kind of the egg and the orange together somehow. Scientifically, it talks about how they work together and how the vitamin C is really used. And you know, vitamin C is like so important for your skin. And another thing, I was doing it at the end of the day, before I went to sleep, I had a tall glass of water and I added some minerals in there for, like, you know, the electrolytes and the mineral and just general minerals. And so that might have been the helping to get the bone mass greater, was those minerals. I'll leave a link to those minerals. I was taking supplements. I was taking like B vitamins. I was taking like vitamin D, like a bunch of other vitamins in the morning just for like the supplement part of it. So another thing I had on the third day, because I wanted something a little bit different, you know, and I didn't want it to really like change. Like, you can have different teas and all that kind of stuff, but I had bone broth, and you know, bone broth has no carbohydrates, no sugars. It is basically amino acids and fat. So that's like ketogenic as well. So I had that, and I felt like I had it like hot, and it was like I was drinking soup. So it was a nice kind of like, instead of doing a meal of the eggs and stuff, I just had that one, and I liked it. And then after, I had the eggs again, but it was a nice thing you can add. It doesn't talk about that in the book, but I just added that because and it didn't like obviously hinder any of my weight loss or fat loss. I think it actually kind of helped about when you're eating, because you don't have a lot to eat, and you can eat it and then you won't even notice that you've eaten it. So I'm just going to suggest that turn off the TV, the radio, don't listen to anything, just sit down and eat your food and try to have as least amount of stressors as you can. Obviously you can't get rid of all of them, but the least amount, because you want to have like a good digestion and you want to like savor it. And don't talk to anybody while you're eating your food. And because I was talking with my husband, like we went to the city, we had to drive away like an hour to the city and I was eating along the way, and then I was eating there back. Like, you could do this before, ahead of time. You boil the eggs before, you can take them to work, you can eat your orange, everything. It's like so convenient. And I noticed that I felt kind of less satisfied because I was just so happy. There's a point after you start getting happy and you know, like, your body's utilizing you're in ketosis, you start feeling good, you have good hormones and all that. So I was talking to him, but then I found out you shouldn't really, you just focus on your food because you'll feel a little less satisfied. And I would say eat slowly. It takes me about 30 minutes to eat. Another tip from me during this thing is do things for yourself. You know, like the first evening I had a really long bath, you know, I had some like Epsom salts in there and some essential oils, and I just like soak. And you know, instead of having the evening where you want to go to your snacks, instead have the evening of relaxing time and centering and letting the stress out, and just have a really good bath. That's just my tip. Another thing you can do is, you know, have like a egg white facial, or like those egg white facials, like they do like tighten the skin, and your skin is just like glowing, and it helps with the texture of your skin, and just like, it's nice. It's an egg white mask, you know. Do other things. Find other things than just eating, you know, and satisfying your boredom with eating. You know, look for other things to do. Like, get acquainted with your hobby again, or with your whatever, or just do things for yourself, or journal, or that kind of stuff. Last tip I want to give to you is when you're on any kind of diet, but this one, for example, have an end goal, and don't make weight loss or fat loss or how you look your goal, like your ending goal. Let it be something like health related, or controlling your appetite, or like minimizing the carbs. Like you can even substitute one meal with this egg thing, and I think it's still going to be really beneficial. Keep your goal something mainly other than just weight, fat, how you look, your image. Because when it gets like cravings or anything like that, you have to have a bigger picture. You have to have a life kind of goal. Like, I want to gain control of my portion. I don't want to go back to the person I was. I don't want to go back to just, you know, strictly being on a diet and then eating anything I want because I can't help it. I'm so tired. Once I eat something, it's like, boom, the insulin goes up, and then you just want to eat everything and you can't really stop, and then you're just kind of on this spiral for a couple of days, and it's horrible. It's like you get back into it. Like, who wants to do that? I do not want to be doing that anymore. You know, I want to be free from that. I want to be cut off from that. I don't want to be that person anymore. That's the kind of mindset you have to get yourself into, not just weight loss, fat loss. Of course, that will come. That's amazing. But focus something greater than that. I want to be in control of what I eat. I want to be satisfied. So you have to be eating the right foods. Carbs are not like, they're not satiating. They fill you up. They fill up your stomach. But there's a way that you can shrink your stomach so that you eat a small amount of food and you're not going to be hungry. Because that small amount of food is going to be it's going to be digested, and that has to do with the enzymes and really chewing your food to help your stomach to be satisfied. I think that I've talked long enough. Wow, I've talked long enough. How am I going to upload this crazy long video? But I just really want to get this out there to you. And it's so easy to transition into a ketogenic diet. You can do this for 3 days, and then it's easier because like right now I do not crave starchy things anymore. I want, you know, like fats and proteins instead. Like healthy proteins. I'm not just saying I'm gonna go eat a bunch of meat or anything, because I'm not really a meat person. Egg person, yes, I can do that, but not like chicken or meat, or like maybe once in a while. That's not really my thing. There's a lot of other protein sources, like bone broth, marine collagen, which is the protein from the fish. So there's those things are very high. Then you have proteins in hemp protein powder. That's a plant-based protein. You guys, I'm telling you, if you want fast fat loss, not losing your muscle, in fact gaining your lean muscle, that's going to help your metabolism, you gotta try this. That's it. It's like, you know, the book is really cheap. There's a paperback, and then there's the electronic version. So like, if you can't get the, like, I think it's like $14 or something for the paperback, then you can definitely go for the couple dollars of the electronic version, and it just says everything that I didn't say everything, but it says way more in the book. And you try it, and please, like, write down, like, do it for 3 days, see how it goes, because like the 3 days are usually your transition. You're transitioning from the carb-based to the ketogenic diet, the fat burning. So it may take a while for you to get into that ketogenic state, that fat burning state, but don't quit, because, you know, you can do this for 2 weeks and you can lose like 30 pounds. Like, if someone would do it for 2 weeks, I would love to know, like, your results after 2 weeks. That would be incredible. Okay, you're gonna know, I'm gonna leave you here. and I really have, what is the word? I don't know. I'm so happy to be giving you this news and have done this diet live it for myself, and I really hope you guys take advantage of it and get your amazing results as well. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe and comment and give a thumbs up if this works for you, or if you just want to try this thing, give a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!